Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and the belong is due to Yahweh Bashem Hamashiach wa Malak Yahushai. Secondly, Brother Yardan, Deputy Fighter Troy, coming back at you with yet another cold cut. Before I dive into this video, I want to give a warm welcome to the elders, men, women, and children that are laboring day in and day out. Their labor consists of reading, praying, fasting, studying, and obviously presenting your body a living sacrifice before Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now, that said, dive into the lesson, which is verse of the day. That's what this video is titled. Verse of the day, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 6. And it reads, For wisdom is a loving spirit, and will not acquit a blasphemer of his words. For God is a witness of his reins, and a true beholder of his heart, and a hearer of his tongue. What does this mean exactly? Let's break it down. For wisdom is a loving spirit. Now, wisdom is what we call an abstract word, meaning it is not tangible. You cannot hold wisdom, but yet it's described as a loving spirit. Well, often when you read the Bible and specific books such as Proverbs and perhaps Psalms and a few other books out there, you'll find that woman is referred to as wisdom and or vice versa. And naturally, women, they're meant to be gentle, caring, and loving creatures. And so knowing that wisdom is personified as a woman, we get a good illustration of how wisdom behaves itself and how wisdom interacts with you, being a loving spirit. Because wisdom is really, in short, the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is why Christians famously quote the verse in 1 John, God is love. What does that mean exactly? God is all for keeping the commandments, because the commandments and showing the commandments and revealing the commandments to your brothers and sisters and keeping them is the strongest form of love. And that's the spirit of the scriptures. And so with love comes accountability. If you love someone, you will want to hold them accountable. You will want them to hold themselves accountable. And so that's what wisdom does. Because as we continue to read, and will not acquit a blasphemer. Acquit meaning to relinquish from said crimes or said accusations, right? Wisdom won't acquit you. It won't allow you to have a license to sin. It's going to hold you accountable. That's what love is. Holding someone accountable so that way you can see the error in your doings. It will not acquit a blasphemer of his words, for God is witness of his reigns. Now, when you go into the word reigns, some may find the word kidney. Now, it's the Eastern mindset. There's a lot of history behind the scriptures, obviously. This was written in the Eastern part of the world over 1,000+ years ago, with men with different mindsets than us in the Western part of the world. And so when we read the word reigns and look deep into it, you'll find kidney, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what's the purpose of looking into the kidney? Well, the kidney, the heart, these organs within our body hold some spiritual weight and understanding and tone that we don't really have the fullest extent of knowledge on. Now, it's often coupled and or really said to be the heart. And your heart is your mind. So just to keep it short, God is a witness of your heart and a true beholder of his heart and a hearer of his tongue. So at the end of the day, if you find yourself desiring to be sincere, you have to apply wisdom. You have to apply what the Lord said. And if the Lord said, don't eat pork, and yet you have it deep in your heart to eat pork, the Lord's going to reveal it one way or another. And that's love. There's a bit of love in feeling shamed and condemned, because the purpose of getting shamed and or getting judged is a form of love. It's a way for you to examine yourself. It's a way for you to step back, take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and do a 180 and revitalize your spirit and ultimately learn from your said mistakes. That's the purpose of wisdom. That's the purpose of the scriptures, right? In totality, that you repent, keep the commandments of God, and love your brother as you would love yourself. Now, Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, is entirely beautiful, right? But time will fail me to go deep into the entire chapter and give a in-depth breakdown. So I just wanted to go over the verse of the day, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 6. With that, bid Israel Shalom, Abaratazai. Israel has been edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Shabbat Shalom.